Let's make sure we are good. You're live. It says you're live. Hey, baby, it looks good too. Look at that.
Yeah.
All right. So it's over to you.
Hey, y'all, it's Darlene. Welcome to the newcomers. And for those of you returning, welcome back. Okay, today we got to get into some things. First, let's start with the admin report. Then, let's talk about some granny squares.
Like and comment.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on. Enough of that. But I do want to give a shout out again. I want to do that again, baby. I want to give new subscribers because we got a lot of new subscribers. I want to give them a shout out. Okay, shout out to the new subscribers. We appreciate your support, your likes, your comments, and views. Again, thank you. There we go. All right. So moving on with the admin report, warmth doggy blankets. Now I know you keep hearing us talk about the warmth doggy blankets and AKA pet blankets and all that. Well, we have contacted several rescue organizations. We have not putting their names out there. We don't want to put them on blast. But when we find one that's more in line with Darlene's pet care values, then we will film the last piece. We only have one piece. We have the drop off. That's it. That's all we have. So when we find a rescue organization that is more in line with Darlene's pet care values, then we will drop it off. And guess what? We're gonna film that. So that's the last piece. All right, now let's go get on to the contest. So we have a local contest that's going on, and this is where folks receive golden tickets, and they were entered into a raffle. The winners will be announced on the 19th of December via the Y'all Need Darlene community tab. Don't worry. Please don't worry. We will have plenty of giveaways at milestones. So at different milestones, channel milestones, we're gonna have giveaways. And guess what? We like giving away stuff, people. We do. That's our thing over here. We just do it. It's just our thing. We like to give away just all type of stuff. It's gonna be a surprise. So stay tuned. All right. So again, subscribe, like, and comment. Subscribe, like, and comment. That was your admin report. Next, we're going to go into the Granny Square chat, an unboxing reveal, and a fun Q&A. Fun Q&As, of course, as I came up with. Over to you, babe.
Thanks, babe. Okay, so let's dive into the world of granny squares. Yes, you know, granny squares can be small or they can be big, as big as you want them to be or as small as you want them to be. Basically, they're just a repeating motif made with rounds of stitches. They are one of the most versatile crochet pieces for blankets, scarves, cardigans, even socks. So many things. Granny squares can be used for basically anything. They have a classic structure. And so you can think of them like the building block of crochet creativity. And I want to share my love of granny squares with you all. And let's just start out with why not? The very first one I made. So if you watched some of the videos in the past, then you've seen or heard that I was super scared of granny squares, but I wanted to make them and I was determined. So I just did it. Took the leap and did it. And as you can see, this one is kind of lopsided, not exactly square. Not even sure what you would call this shape. However, it is my first one. Then we went on to the second one. Okay, I started to see some square shapeness coming along here. And I really, really liked these colors. I go between, as you can see, brights, super brights, fluorescent almost, to very muted colors. I like all the colors in between. And then I made some that are gradient yarn. You know, it just changes color on its own. And then you're not having to change the color, tie the knots and all that stuff. All that jazz. So they just kind of make their own design, as you can see. This one has a little bit more purple, I think, which is nice, particularly I think like for a hat or something that, you know, people are going to see them all together in the different design and they can make out the design of, I guess, of their own, what they see. I went on to a market, a festival in Kansas. If you've seen that video, thank you for watching that. And I wanted to make some granny squares that went along with the theme of military. So I thought red, white, and blue. So I made some of red, white, and blue, but like starting with, you know, different colors per se. See, this one started out with the red, blue, white, blue, and then of course blue, white, red, blue. I wanted them to be cohesive but different. And then there's this one, and then some have the white border. And I made a bunch for coasters to do coaster sets with. However, I have a few left over, and I would like to make a bucket hat, like a red, white, and blue inspired bucket hat. Can really be worn anytime, but if you did just want to wear it on holidays, there's plenty of holidays that are centered around America's colors, right? So there's those. And then I also started kind of going into making a star granny square. Then making the small ones like this. And I really like these too, as far as like maybe the brim of the bucket hat. If you can visualize this being the side and then the smaller one being like the ruffled part of it. So it's not just one color, but it's also granny squares. And then the small round ones before I added the chain 2 in the center to make it square, hence the granny square. So granny circles. So I have a few granny circles also that I'm coming up with some designs. If you have some ideas too, let me know in the comments. I'm always here to hear about your ideas and what your thoughts are. We can all work together, right? Make each other better. Then I wanted to go along with like the camo theme too, because that's also military, right? And this burgundy happens to be one of my favorite colors. So to go with my favorite color, my favorite stitch, the granny stitch, and making granny squares, why not put them together? And I also wanted to do them a little bit different, also like the red, white, and blue, switching them up. So I went with the green and the camo and the burgundy and the camo. And then I reversed some of them as well. This one has 2 rounds of the green. So these can also be used as coasters or made into something else also. It's basically, like I said, the building block of crochet creativity. They can just bring out all kinds of creativity in different people and what you see. And even maybe where you live, because maybe you want a tank top versus a sweater because you live in a warmer climate primarily. I also have some circles of these, the smaller ones also, to do with something, to make with something, and the bigger circles. So I want to add some of these squares with the circles also. And then I have some ideas in mind. Stay tuned for that one. I'm going to do some sketching because I have to get my ideas out on paper sometimes, just to kind of look at it that way. So more on that later. I have some rainbow for certain events that went to, and small market, one day market. And one of these, actually, somebody liked it and actually made a custom order, and they wanted a beanie in it. So I actually started with the square, then kept it the bigger circle before squaring it off. And then I made it into a mesh beanie. So that was interesting. That was just a personal design of mine. They wanted something different, and I said, no one else will have anything like this. So that was fun. That was super fun. And then, as you can see, this is the self-striping or gradient yarn also. And so as I kept going with this one, you can see it came out with more of the darkers, the purple, green, and blue. And then we had I had to try out just a plain one color, try my hand at this. I use this as like a trivet per se, for hot things to sit on the counter, which is nice. And then I got some of that yarn that is the all-in-one, I think it's called all-in-one granny square yarn, where it changes color on its own in the granny square motif. So I thought, try my hand at that, because my thing is tension. I don't always use the hook recommended by that yarn because my tension is different. So sometimes it's tighter, sometimes it's more loose. So I wasn't sure if I'd be able to do it. So that was another test. I do, in my older age, like challenging myself more, because I find that the things that I was afraid of are nothing to be afraid of, in fact. So here we go. And it was actually working out for me. Little adjustments, and that's what you have to do sometimes. You just have to figure out your tension versus the yarn versus the hook, and then you can make it work. So if you've ever questioned yourself, let me be the one to say, go for it. Try it out. Because you never know. You may fall in love with what you have created. Speaking of falling in love with what you've created, so Halloween was coming up. And at that point, it was like a couple days. And I said, babe, I want to make some different granny squares. Like, I want to stay in the granny square, but I've seen tons and tons of just beautiful, creative granny squares. Again, challenge myself to go outside the box of what I normally do. And I made a little ghost. So I wanted a little mini one, right? So I just started going in the shape of it, what I thought. And then, you can use whatever colors you want, of course. And of course, whatever yarns too. I think that this would look cool in chenille yarn because it would look almost 3D.
Mm-hmm. Let's bring that a little closer, babe. Not too close, but just a little bit close so they can see the details. And
Thank
then
you.
that was the the back where you're saying about the back, how they do the granny squares for the backing.
Mm-hmm.
They, what is that called?
Tied in, where they tie in.
Oh, okay.
Tied in as you go.
Yeah, now you're good. Okay. I thought it was something.
This one I just tied the back for the
Okay.
facial because I just did it like embroidery.
And okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a great question, babe, because I didn't even think about mentioning that.
Yeah, that way they can see it, really see the details and why it I wouldn't say it took you so long, but the story is, and then we'll get back to my wife telling the story, but this is what happened. This is what happened, y'all. Okay. All right. So I decided at the last minute that we needed a special type of video. Now, if you go out there, you'll see that we have shorts that's back to back on a Thursday and a Friday. So I decided this genius idea of coming up with, hey, babe, what if you make some crochet candy? I mean, just make the candy and you need to do it and you need to do it fast because we need to I got to make a short out of this and I need to post it tonight. So can you make the candy? She said, yes, I can make the candy. Well, the problem is, well, I needed that candy made as soon as possible. So she started working on a couple pieces and then I switched it up and said, hey, I need more candy. So she started making more. And then I came up with this concept. We actually came up with it together. We come up with these concepts. She draws them out, and we speak about it, and then you see the magic, and that's the reason why our shorts. If you go and look at our shorts, I mean, kind of random, but I will tell you this: there's a purpose, and there's a meaning behind each short. We come up with a concept and we come up with a theme before we shoot, and getting better at the shorts, but that's what was going on in the background. Was she was crocheting, but she was staying up like 2 days in a row to knock out this different concept, and then the actual outfit that you see her in, which is a Dracula outfit, a vampire. She was tired, so I said, "Hey, just smile. That's it. Don't do too much." But guess what? We need some special granny square. The granny squares. We need the Halloween theme granny squares, and we need to film. And we need to film as soon as possible because the thing needs to go out by Friday. So she put a lot of work into these granny squares and coming up with these concepts and thinking, okay, we need to. I'm gonna get this done, but guess what? I'm also not gonna get any sleep. And on top of that, we're talking about crocheting for what 48 hours plus. So that puts a lot of strain on your hand. It puts a lot of strain on the body and the mind and all that, because we wanted to get this out to you. And again, subscribe, like, and comment. Again, subscribe, like, and comment. So we wanted to get those out to you all, and we stayed well. The wife stayed up for 2 days crocheting to get those two shorts done. My job was to make sure that that it was filmed and edited. Her job was to crochet, and a lot of strain on the hand. That's going to lead into something, but a lot of strain on the hand to get those 3 pieces done. Really more than that, because we're talking about there's some plushies that we're working on. So that's coming up soon. But then we had to focus on getting the Halloween stuff out, the candy, the what else? The granny squares. The granny squares. That's not a that takes some time. So she knocked those out, and we're talking about 48 hours just getting it done. And lots of strain on the hands. Lots of strain on the hands. All right. Okay. So we just talking about the ghost now.
Yes.
The next one.
Oh, yes. So I had seen several different people's granny squares, like I said, different, great, wonderful, beautiful designs. And I was going down rabbit holes trying to find, because I didn't write them down, who the makers were. So I was like, okay, I remember what they look like. So that's what I had done with the ghost. I was like, okay. But then these were getting a little bit trickier. So I was like, I still remembered what they looked like, even though I couldn't remember the designer. So I was like, okay, let me just get started. I knew the base of this one was a granny square, just a basic granny square. And then I know, well, I'll just show you and then I'll explain it. That'll make it a little bit easier, I think. So I knew the basic was the granny square.
Oh yeah, that's good. That's good. That's a good view. Let me see, for them to see the details and understand that this was done in 48 hours or something like that. It's a lot, but yeah, I'll let you explain it.
Yes, and my attention, it does put a lot of strain on my hands and my wrist, and so I knew the basic, like I said, was the granny square. Then the hat. So I thought, okay, I can make a witch's hat. And this obviously is just like a one-sided. So I thought, okay, that can't be too bad. So I did that. Well, I used a much smaller hook, like a 2.5 millimeter, I believe, which puts more strain on my hands. And then my tension being so tight, it was really, really hard to get those stitches in there. But I persevered. I said, I got to do this. Babe wants these, and I want to make him proud, and we got to make you all proud and give you something that you can look at and enjoy. So I did that, and then I just stitched it onto the granny square, and then I just came through with the blue ribbon to make it look like the tie. And then for her hair, I made it orange, and then I stitched a little bit in here to make it look like it was the back of her hair where it goes down by the neck. Tied it, braided it. Okay, I was like, okay, needed something else. So I added, I thought of like a evening sky and stars. Like maybe she's looking at the stars. So
that is freaking cool.
I added the little white. I think you can see them okay.
So those are stars, and that goes
there. That's a little.
You talking about a reveal? I didn't even know that was stars. I saw I mean, I knew it was something, but I just knew we had to get this video out. So I was like, hey, we'll figure it out later what they are, but they look good. So those are stars. Oh my goodness. Hey, it look good. And you can tell that you put in a lot of work. You put in a lot of work in making this one.
Thank you.
But like you said, a lot of tension on the hands, lots of man. All right. What else we got to say about this one? That one's yeah.
I think that's it. I'll just say the easiest part was the braid.
The easiest part was the braid. And for me, that whole piece there, looks like it was difficult. But like you said, okay, the braid was man. Yeah, that's a good one.
So, and I like that it's like a 3D.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
going to be making some more 3D. Just got to get some sketching done first.
Mm-hmm.
So then,
My favorite one's coming up now, y'all.
oh,
I was I'll tell you a quick story on this one. This one here that's coming up, when I first saw it, I walked past it because, like I said, the wife was up for all. She was up all night long, and I had just came. Did I come back from a walk?
mm-hmm.
Either walk or store. Either or. I came back home, and I was like, okay, she's been up all night. Um, these granny squares is she been knocking them out, and I hadn't seen them, and I just know when I left, she was still crocheting. So I walk past and I see the I see the ghost first, and I was like, oh, that's cool. That's all right. All right. Yeah. We're on the road here, you know? And then I see this next one that's coming up, and I say, oh, okay, that's different. And I walk past and I go in the because by this time you gotta get some sleep. So you're trying to get just a little bit of sleep because you had to get back up because we had to film. So she got just a little bit of sleep. Wasn't a lot, just a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit. So she's in there smiling with a little bit of sleep. And I'm like, you are tired. You need to get some sleep. She's like, nah, I'm gonna get up and do some more. I'm like, all right, okay, you're gonna be tired. Yeah, you're gonna be tired. But she got up and she was doing some more crocheting. And what happened was, now that she's up, I'm actually looking at this next piece and I said, oh, that's different. That's cool. I haven't seen something like this before. Okay, I see what you're doing. So, yeah, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. All right. Okay, babe.
Well, thank you, love, for that insight.
Mm-hmm.
Behind the scenes with Yoni Darlene.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this one is not a square either. It's more of a triangle. However, it is different.
Very different.
I had seen somebody again, couldn't find the designer or anything. I just knew that I could no longer just go down the rabbit hole because
now let them know what it is first, because I was first when I first saw it, I was like,
it's a zombie eye.
zombie eye, y'all. Zombie eye. Think about that. That is freaking cool. I was not I. I. I was not expecting a zombie eye. That would have took our video. If I would have known this, because I didn't know what she was crocheting, I just know I had to get ready for us to get this short out. If you haven't seen the short, please go check them out. And the last two is you will see the granny square and you will see the crochet candy. But yeah, this last one I was like, this is cool. And if I would have asked the question, um, the video would have been totally different. Because let's think about this zombie eye. Oh my goodness, I can only think of different ways to come up with a video. You know, that would have been a crazy concept, but it's all good. Guess what? We still got time to make more zombie eyes and make those videos. But yeah, that is cool. Tell them how that what were you even thinking? Like how did that even come about? Because that one right there. That's my favorite one.
Well, I had seen. Thank you, love.
Sure.
I had seen an eye. Well, I have seen several different versions of eyes. However, I was thinking more like the zombie eye, and I wanted it to be different. So that's why I went with the orange and the green. Uh, because a lot of times, if you watch the zombie shows or anything that makes somebody turn into a zombie, it's like a virus or something like that. So I'm thinking it's going to make your eyes change color. So I thought orange would be a different color with the green around it. Then, almost like the bloodshot eye. And then I needed a color, and I didn't want to use black. And if you know, black is really hard to see sometimes, especially when you're tired. Your eyes are tired and your hands are tired. And my tension was pretty tight on this. So again, my hands were hurting. So I started to go back and make it square because it just kind of happened to be triangle. I'm not even sure how exactly that happened. I thought I was counting my stitches, but anyways, I did use a different stitch that I had not ever used before in this one. So I was trying to come up with, and I'm not even sure what it's called. It has a name though. It is a real stitch, but I just knew in my mind how I wanted it to come out. So I did it. And here you have it. And he fell in love with it, and that made me happy. So there you go. The story behind the eye.
The story behind the eye. The good old eye. The zombie eye.
Yes.
Yeah, I really, really, really like that one. That was one of those designs that, over here we how can I say this? Like before, going back to the admin report, we like to, we understand there's a box, but we like to step outside the box just a little bit, because we're creative in our own right. She's very, 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 very creative when it comes to this crocheting and just creating, period. Not just crocheting, you're going to see more. But, our niche is crocheting, and there's a lot going on underneath that umbrella. But we love some granny squares. We love them. So that's why this episode was Granny Square. If you go back and watch the first episode, it is getting to know Darlene, Q&A, the Q&A and some fun talk. But this one, in the rest of our episodes, episode 3, episode to whenever, they're not going to stop. Episode forever. You're going to see different themes, and we're going to touch on different things. So definitely subscribe, like, and comment. Again, subscribe, like, and comment. Come on on the journey with us.
You wanna.
Come on. So yeah, that's where we're at. We love granny squares, we love crocheting, and we love all that. And I tell you what, babe, that you knocked that out, and that was a lot going on. Do you have some more granny squares that we're going to display or talk about? The military ones, because we already talked about that pink one, didn't we? So what about those right there? Those did we already kind of dive into?
Yes, we kind of went into those. I just really like this maroon, and
because I do too. It's like my favorite.
I really, really want to go into something. We'll see. I have to sketch this one out.
Sketch it out.
Because I really, really want to use this maroon. And if you know anything about Darlene, I love camo. And probably
you got some camo right now. It kind of matches. We're talking about some. Do we like some camo? Come on now, y'all see the camo. So yeah, babe. Okay, all right. Yeah, you got into that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we were talking about the tension of doing all of these granny squares, and definitely the ones for Halloween, because we had to get those videos out, and how tight, especially the one with the hair and all that, how it took you. It was strain on your hands. That one there, So with that strain on your hands, we talked about something of helping that out. Actually, you came to me and was telling me, hey, these last 2 days, I've been putting in some work, and my hands hurt. And I said, okay, well, what do we need to do? And what did we do?
One thing I want to add before we go right into that is some people will say it's the acrylic yarn. I have heard that before, that it's harder on their hands. I'm not really sure why, because I really enjoy working with acrylic yarn. But they will say it's unforgiving, I think, in the stitches because you can see it better, which I think is why I like to use it. But I'm wondering if it has to do with maybe being tighter. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure on that.
Okay.
However, yes.
So what, I mean.
So I had seen this.
What about the Chanel? I mean, that don't. Okay, all right. I like the Chanel. I like the name. It just sounds pretty cool to me.
And it's so soft.
Some Chanel.
And maybe that's why it's easier on your hands too, because it's softer.
It's softer. Maybe. Okay. I just like the name. Chanel.
Or the chunky Chanel.
Some chunky Chanel. Yes.
So yes, as you can see here. So I went to Babe and I was like, man, my hands are hurting, something awful. And I had seen this machine a couple of times and had heard here and there about these two physical therapists that had come up with this machine for hands, for particularly people, fiber artists, particularly like quilters, people with arthritis, carpal tunnel, things like that. And they came up with this device, per se, or machine, to help with that. Some of you probably already know or have guessed what I'm talking about. Bob and Brad's hand massager. So they say it's the real massagers for real relief. Bob and Brad. They are two physical therapists that came up with this. It has, massage mode, intensity button. It has a buzzer, a timer, a 15-minute timer. So if I fell asleep with it, it's going to cut off on its own. The heating function, charging port. So it's portable. Another wonderful thing that crocheters enjoy being, because I like to crochet here, there, everywhere. Couch, bed, studio, office, car, any and everywhere. So let's get into this. Oh, I'm so excited, and I get to use it tonight. Oh, so thank y'all for tuning in, and at a later date, we will do a review. But let's get to this unboxing.
Subscribe, like, and comment.
Oh, how nice. A carrying bag.
A carrying bag. Okay, I like that.
Wow.
That's to carry the actual machine.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I like that. All right.
Yes. Wow.
That's nice.
Okay.
I wasn't expecting that. The first thing is
okay.
Wow. Okay.
We have some gloves. So this is for if you want to wear lotion. Put lotion on your hands. Obviously, you don't want to get it in the machine, so you put lotion on your hands and then put the gloves on. And there's several pair here.
So that is to protect the machine while protecting your hands?
Yes.
Let's take a look at this. Wow. What's going on?
Oh, and there's several pairs you can see.
Okay.
So put the lotion on. Obviously, I won't have this brace on my hand. And then.
Wow. Look at that.
This is probably, I'm guessing, to pull it off with? Huh.
I'm going to say yes.
And
They thought of
then
everything.
put your hand in the machine, and then yes, it's protecting the machine. Wow. And they didn't just give you one pair. Like, that's a lot. Wow.
Look at
Wow.
that. That's awesome.
Thank you, Bob and Brad. That is cool. Okay. So we have a carrying bag. We have some gloves.
Yes, glove.
There's the manual. Okay.
Got that manual. Yes.
Yes. I'm kind of old school. I still like to review the manual and not have to look it up and all that stuff.
Exactly.
So the charging cable looks like it's a C. Yes. So it's a standard C.
Okay.
And it just it doesn't have a block or a brick. It just, has the USB. Oh, okay.
What is that?
Okay, this is a finger massager.
You got to be kidding me. That ain't no massaging no fingers. Okay, well, hey, I mean, if it works, it works. That's for you because I'm good. But hey, if you like it, I love it. Yes, we'll see.
I'll let you know.
I do like the color though. I will say that. I think the color scheme it's one of those color schemes where you're like, hey, this is it's bright. I wouldn't have never thought no finger massager. Okay, well, hey, moving on.
And the only reason I really knew what that was is because I read some reviews.
You read some reviews. That's why you knew, because I didn't read no reviews, so I didn't know what it was. I was confused. But I'm glad that they came with the gloves. Those different gloves, because I wouldn't have thought of that.
I wouldn't have either. That was super nice.
I would have thought that. Hey, friends, subscribe, like, and comment. All right, let's get back into this review because I'm still. Whoa! What's that, man? What's that?
Oh, wow!
What's that about? What's going on?
Ready?
Yeah.
It is super soft inside. Dun dun dun! Ta-da! Let me just tell you, at first touch, OMG. That is like a satin
glove.
Oh my goodness.
Let me see what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. It ain't no satin glove. Whoa. Okay.
And you can feel like little the nubs. And
well, for if you crocheting,
wow,
that works.
So we have a little.
Even if you're not crocheting, that works.
Yes, like tired, like maybe you drive a lot, or you're typing a lot at the computer.
That's me, the typist.
Oh my goodness! So this says powered on. Wait, 1.5 seconds. It has, let's see, vitality mode, which is low level intensity.
Okay.
It's like a cyan light.
I
guess that's like an orange.
I think that's an orange light too.
Okay. Mode 2. Relaxation mode.
Okay. I like that one.
Medium level intensity.
Medium?
Yes, sir.
They got the high?
Green light. Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. I need the high. If we're gonna do it, we gotta go high.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that is the intense.
Okay, let's take that off.
Let's see. Let's get this little.
So this is the unboxing of what is this again?
Bob and Brad.
What was Bob and Brad doing? What they doing?
And this is the real massagers. This is the H50.
Okay.
So this is the Pro Hand Massager.
The Pro Hand.
Yes, and this is not a sponsored video.
No.
However, couldn't resist. Like something had to happen. Needed something.
Yeah, this is not no sponsor. This is not a sponsored video. We will say that again.
Yes, says 5 million social media followers, 60 years of experience, 13 years in business. Like I said, they are both physical therapists. It's the H50 Hand Spa Pro Hand Massager.
That's cool.
And
All right.
it feels amazing on the inside. Like this is cushiony. Like,
yes.
Okay, this is soft. This is kind of soft, but molded inside. You can tell it's
definitely
this
molded.
Yes.
Okay.
So let's get this off here.
Yeah. And again, what did we say about it? This ain't no, what's it, subscribe? What's
It's
it?
not a sponsored video.
This is not a sponsored video. Babe wanted something for her hand, so we did a, this is an unboxing. This is not no sponsor. Yeah.
This is super nice, guys. Look at this. So very simple interface. I guess that's what you'd call it. The power button, the mode, heat. Forgot to tell you about that. It also has heat, and this is the intensity level. So we have the modes, the relaxation, vitality, and then the higher one, the intense one, intensity levels, the heat, and then the power button. It also has, I think I said the timer. So if I fell asleep using it, it would shut off automatically.
Okay. I don't know if we, I didn't know we covered that.
15 minutes.
That's it. Okay.
Also, it has inside, it has separate, separate compartments for each finger. So it's going to do them separately. Also the palm and the wrist as well. So we will be following up with you guys about this. So please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know if you have one.
Subscribe, like, and comment.
So, that duck, was that Daphne?
All right. That was a great unboxing, babe. Let's put that away. It's good.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Let's moving on. So let's talk about, because we hadn't talked about the actual granny square that you're working on.
Yes.
Because we got a couple more minutes left, and I want, because this is an ongoing project, and I want folks to know that we're going to do admin reports because we got to get the admin stuff out of the way, which is good stuff.
Yes.
Let you know what's going on. That's just current news of what we have going on and what's coming up and all that good stuff. Because a lot of times you don't get that in the video or short, but you will get that during our lives. We're going to do more lives. We're going to do a lot more lives. They're going to get even more, just more information, because we want y'all to get to know us, and we want to get to know you all. So subscribe, like, and comment.
Yes.
Okay.
Please.
So the this granny square, we're starting on another round on it, babe. But anything you want to tell them about this?
If you did not check into our first live, which I hope you will, go back if you have not already. We started on this, and it's going to be a continual granny square. I don't know yet how long it's going to, how big it's going to be, I should say. Yet. How many rounds we're going to do. Couple of times before we let you guys pick the color, the next color. So we may do that in the future. What do you think, babe?
I tell you what, we can do it now. So if you're watching this and you watch it all the way to the end, yes, drop some yarn color, what is it, choices or selection. Select the color for us. Which one should we go with next? So yeah, so I'm learning the colors, right? And last week I learned Diva Pink, right? And then I learned Hot Pink, all right? And then I learned Safety Yellow. So I'm learning. What's this green, babe? What's this? Because I'm learning. I'm gonna learn every time we on here. What's this? What's that? What's the
I'm
green?
gonna have to look on this one because I think it's mint,
Is it
but
mint? It's
it
probably mint.
is Nile green.
Nile green. So I learned another one today. Nile green. So drop in the comments which color would you like Darlene to the next round? Which color would you like? Let's drop it in the comments. Let us know, and we'll give you a shout out, and we also will start that color. Give you a shout out and say, hey, you asked for Diva Pink. You know, you're gonna get Diva Pink.
That's right.
You know, so yeah, please do that. Yeah, that's beautiful, babe. That's awesome.
If you can't tell, this one is a dark purple. It might be kind of hard to tell in this lighting, but it's a dark purple. So just to give you a heads up so you can help us decide.
Yes. So let's get into some fun Q&A because we're about to end this thing on a funny note, on a good note.
Yes.
If your yarn could talk, what would it say?
Pick me, pick me, pick me.
Okay. All right. Hey, I like it. Let me see what else. If your crochet style were a movie, which movie would it be?
Oh.
So yeah, it switched it up. It said, which movie would it be? If your crochet style were a movie, which movie would it be? Or better yet, instead of which movie, which category would it be? I like that one better.
Okay, that's a little bit easier, I think.
Yeah, which category will it fall into? Your crochet style.
I feel like it would fall into the love story category.
So like romance.
Yes, because I put love. I know that sounds, what do they call it?
Cliche?
Yes, thank you, babe. Cliche. Sounds cliche, right? But I do put love in all my stitches. And if you were around for the first live, you would know that I made all my original, like, first pieces, first blankets, second blankets, third blanket even, were all made for somebody. So I was making things for other people. So
okay,
made with love. Yes. So love story. Let's go with that.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. Would you rather crochet for 24 hours straight? Let me back that up. Would you rather crochet for 24 hours straight or untangle yarn for 3 hours?
I think that's hands down crochet 24 hours straight.
So crochet for 24 hours straight instead of untangling yarn for 3 hours. It's only 3 hours, babe.
Oh, but yarn barf is horrible.
It is.
It's horrible.
That even sounds horrible. Even the name.
Oh my gosh. I don't know if
yarn barf.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know about that.
It's horrible.
It's horrible. If you say it's horrible, then guess what? It's horrible.
Did you see me yesterday when I was untangling that pink?
It was horrible. It took forever. Yes. So 24 hours of straight crocheting instead of 3 hours of untangling. All right, we got it then. I like that. All right, let's so this is the fun Q&A. So we're gonna always have fun Q&A at the end. All right, so that's just how it is. And if you have any Q&A, you have any questions for Darlene, put them in the comments. So again, subscribe, like, and comment. All right, subscribe, like, and comment. Okay, so what's your favorite time of day to crochet? So you did talk about that in episode 1, but let's give it to the folks again. Your favorite time of day to crochet?
in the evening.
Oh, yes.
I'm a bit of a night owl.
Oh, oh, ow.
Oh,
Crochet,
oh,
plushie.
oh.
Thought.
Okay.
We probably would sketch that out, design it. Huh.
Mm-hmm.
We can't be giving you all the sauce.
Mm-hmm.
We can't. Hey, what you know something? This is behind the scenes. So when you see it, you know that you saw it here first. You can say, episode 2, Darlene said she was gonna make an owl, but she's gonna make the owl. It's gonna be a special owl. Let's put it that way. It's gonna be one of those owls you ain't seen before. It's not gonna be just a normal owl. We don't do things normal over here. We put a twist on it.
Mm-hmm.
We put a twist. You know how you drinking your you drinking something and they say a twist.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we do. We put the twist on it. We like to stay within the box, but then we like to step outside just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Put a twist on it. So if you go back and you look at our shorts, you will see there's definitely a twist.
Yes.
We will twist it up over here in a good second. Okay, I like that.
Interesting.
Keep it interesting. Okay, let me see. This is a good one. We didn't ask this one in episode 1. So, well, I know this one, but it's okay. It's a good one. Do you crochet more in the summer or the winter? I mean,
Both.
both. Yeah, it's not really. It's it's not. It's not really a both.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All
Yes.
right. This is a good question here. So, these questions they probably need to go back to episode 1 because a lot of these questions we're like, if you know Darlene and you looked at episode 1 and you really dissected that episode 1, Darlene told you a lot about her.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all need Darlene and Darlene talked about why. But guess what? It's a question. It's a posed question. Guess what? We're gonna get it out there. Do you crochet while traveling, or do you like to crochet in private? So which one is so? I'm gonna change this one up because it said traveling, but it should be. Do you enjoy crocheting more in public or private? That's what it should be. Not just traveling.
Right.
Public or private crocheting?
Yes.
Which one?
I like them both.
I like both.
Yes.
Private and public.
Yes.
Okay. All right. We like them both. So again, subscribe, like, and comment.
Yes, please.
Please do. All right, babe. You got anything?
Just stay tuned and see what we have in store for you.
Mm-hmm.
We have our review to come.
Mm-hmm.
We have our sketching to come. And the warm doggy blanket deliveries. We have that to come. And more, but you'll have to stay tuned.
You have to stay tuned.
More.
You have to stay tuned. So I'm going to say this about the sketching real quick. The sketching, you're going to see real soon. Real soon. And it's basically behind the scenes. That's basically what it is. It's the creative process, how Darlene comes up with these different styles and these different designs. And a lot of them, you will see how intense it could be when you're designing a different granny square. People call them patterns. Okay. We do something a little different, but it's basically that's what it is. It's a pattern, but we start with a different process, and we're going to show you our process. Via live. It'll be but the live will be more personal, and you'll really get to see the details because Darlene can draw. She can draw. She can draw. She can draw. She can draw. So, yeah. So you'll get to see that. So again, we appreciate y'all.
Yes.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, and comment.
Yes.
Okay. And with that said, you will see us again. Guess what? Soon, and we're going to be we're going to send a notice out like we did. It'll be 2 days prior. And please come on back, have fun with us, chat with us, get in the chat, say something.
Yes.
You know, we want to talk to you. We want to get to know you. But this channel is for everyone. This channel is for those folks that just love crocheting or just like to talk. You just want to sit around and just talk and have a good time. Come on over here, have fun with us.
Yes.
All right. So again, man, on this note, subscribe, like, and comment.